Hey, folks, welcome to our very first episode of Meet the Trainers, which I get to share with my brother from another mother, Mr. Lee Weems. Look at him looking all stately over there with the
Hmm.
smug look on his face. Go ahead and smile, Lee. Quit being hard.
That's okay.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so Lee is here to introduce himself and talk to you a little bit about his classes at TACCon. Lee, for those who don't know, who are you, sir?
Well, I'm Lee.
There's
Um,
that.
yeah, there's that. Uh,
I
I
knew I
am
could get a smile. There you go.
I'm currently a full-time trainer in law enforcement here in Georgia. I did 25 years in the field, and then was offered the opportunity to go behind the wire, as we say, and work full-time in training. And I'm doing that now. Been doing that for the last 2 years, which has put me into, you and Akil talk about gateway students. Well, I now will deal with government funded gateway students on a full time basis. But it has created a laboratory to experiment with a lot of things, and more so on the academic side than the firearms side. Um, and I'm thoroughly enjoying that aspect of the job. But all I do now full time is train. I'm still sworn law enforcement, can still be sent to deal with stuff and everything. I'm also deputized with one of the local counties, but mostly I'm in the classroom all day, every day now. And I also teach college classes. And then in for what 11 or 12 years I was a political science professor, and then this past year they finally decided, you know what, maybe we should let this guy teach criminal justice classes. And so they've moved me over to the CJ side, and that's been, I'm having to learn all
Good.
new classes and everything.
I don't think I knew that. So
Yeah,
congratulations. I know
thank
you've
you.
been meaning to teach it forever. I'm glad they finally moved you over.
The accrediting body also decided that I was qualified to teach social work, and I have absolutely no academic background in social work whatsoever. I've stood there by social workers as they did their thing, but
Uh-huh. And
uh,
yet it took them 10 years to decide you were qualified to teach crim just.
oh, at least 10 years,
That
at
that makes
least.
all the sense in the
Yeah,
world. So you
yeah.
also, for folks who don't know, have this side gig where you, I don't know, talk to random people off the street and have interviews with them, right? Something
Yeah, I
along
sit
those
here
lines.
in my kitchen. Just we are in worldwide that Weems guy headquarters right now. Yeah, just sit here at my kitchen, and basically the whole podcast, which is the show, is that Weems guy, or on YouTube, it's just Lee Weems, uh, because catchy titles elude me. Um, I never intended to start a podcast. I was the public information officer with the sheriff's office for 12 years. So if somebody Googled my name, you found reports from 4 years ago where I was talking about a wreck with injuries or something like that, or reminding people to lock their doors and everything. You didn't find anything about the training business or anything, whatever. So I started trying to put out a little bit of content. I was basically doing a little short videos called Stopping Things, and was trying to get just generate some content that would drive people to the training business. And then finally needed to talk about a topic that was going to be longer than one of those videos. And Eric Galehouse and I did like a 20, oh, I got to take a sip because I mentioned Eric's name. Um, a 20 something minute interview online. We did it by Zoom, and I put it out. And then I think Hearn and I did one. And then finally someone was like, when are these going to be as a podcast? I'm like, they're not. But I figured out how to put the things out on. So basically, you just get to listen on the phone calls I was having with people all the time anyway. Uh,
Sounds good. That's
and
the
it,
that Weems Guy podcast. And then your training business is
Well, range master staff instructor, and then first person safety is the name of my business. Because I said catchy titles elude me. That's the second attempt at a name for the business, and I'm not happy with that either. But
well, I told you I love the name first person safety, but nobody asked me.
yeah,
So let's shift gears to what you're doing at TACCon.
okay,
You are teaching, I guess this is maybe a new version of your class, low round count evaluations, which I love. We shoot
hmm.
too much, but I digress. Go right ahead. Tell us what folks can expect in low round count evaluations.
Well, low round count evaluations actually stems from a discussion during one of my blocks last year at TACCON. Was doing I think the drill's more relevant than the bill drill question mark class. And I was talking with some of the participants in it, and we were talking about stuff they would like to see in the future. So I've been kind of kicking around this idea about a bunch of low round count evaluations, and my eyes lit up. Do that one, do that one, do that one. And so we're doing that one. I've got a file that's probably 11 or 12 evaluations deep on my phone right now, and I keep looking for others. And basically, we're just going to shoot a bunch of low round count evaluations that give you a score, because everything you should do should be scored and measured and all that kind of like. But just some ways you could take, say, a 50 round box of ammo and go out and shoot some scored drills rather than just going and shooting, you know, 25
Hmm.
pairs at a
Love it.
target.
And you don't have to dump 300 rounds to get a
Right.
good assessment
Right.
of where you stand on a particular skill.
Now
Love it.
I am an ardent Federalist and support and love the 10th Amendment. Think it's the best thing in the Constitution, even better than the Second Amendment, so to speak, because it limits the power of the federal government. Um, However, I can be a government official and be hypocritical because that's exception to my own rules. If I could mandate uh, something across the board for law enforcement in the United States would be at least once a month you would have to on demand shoot the Bakersfield Qual. At least once a month, if not once a week. Sorry, go in here. Got to shoot a passing score on this or you're done.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Uh,
Well, there you have it, folks. Low round count evaluations is, let's see, that would be Friday afternoon. We've got one in C block at 1:45 and then a repeat in D block at 4 o'clock.
right.
But wait, there's more.
Hold on a
Um,
second. Just let me say this.
oh yeah, yeah.
Last year, I limited both of my live fire blocks. So you had to be an instructor, while the people that were instructors that came very much appreciated that. There was some conversation from, hey, I wish I could have taken that block, but I'm not or whatever. So I'm opening them up to everybody this year, except for you need to have solid holster skills to come. If you're not proficient in getting the gun out and back into the holster, these are not the blocks for you. One of the challenges of teaching at an event like TACCON is you've got basically an hour and 45 minutes. By the time you get there, get people swapped out, set up, and we don't have time to
Hmm.
go over how to get the gun out of the holster, how to get the gun back into the holster, except for if you're taking a class like Tim Brady's Holster Success
Right.
block. Um, or Lane Thayer's doing, I think,
Hmm.
such a similar block
Because there,
this year.
that's the whole point of the
Right,
class, right?
right. This is we got you got to be able to step up and go right from the
Hmm.
start, or there's no value in the class to you and everything. Now, newbies, we love you and we need you, but this
Hmm.
block and the one Tiffany and I are about to discuss, they're not for you.
Yeah. And since you brought it up, I will take this moment to do a little bit of a commercial break and
Mhm,
emphasize what Lee just said. If you have the least bit of doubt or you are
mhm,
shy on experience into and out of the holster, I highly recommend Tim's block. I
mhm,
highly recommend Lane's block. And I highly recommend the other Tim's block, Tim Kelly. He's also doing a class on the presentation. But please, 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 folks, especially if it's your first year
mhm.
at TACCON, don't try and leap into all of the classes that
No,
sound sexy or that sound super challenging or anything like that. Focus on shoring up your fundamental skills. There's plenty of opportunity for that at TACON, and there's no
mhm,
shame in that. To me,
yeah.
that's exactly what you should do. So Lee's doing really cool classes, and we all want to train with Lee. But like he said, if your holster work is not, subconscious, if it's not super fluent and fluid, then I would highly suggest one of these other classes first. And we front loaded the conference with those classes. They're on Friday, they're early. So no reason why you shouldn't get into those classes. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe you are ready for Saturday afternoon with Lee. Um, Drills, and I love the punctuation, I have to include it. Drills more relevant than the bill drill question mark. Very
I
important.
am
Can't leave that off.
I am in fact asking a question. I am not
Mhm.
making a definitive statement. The bill drill is one of those iconic drills that's become like this measuring gold standard in the day. If you don't have at least a sub 2 second bill drill, your opinion is not
Mm-hmm.
okay. Um, I'm just asking a question. I'm going to introduce you to some drills that are all 6 rounds or less. And at the end, I'm going to ask, do you think maybe these are more relevant than the bill drill?
And
Now,
relevant to what?
to your development as a shooter, teaching skills as an instructor, all of it combined. The bill drill measures your draw speed and shot accuracy, recoil management. Although 9 millimeter pistols don't recoil, they cycle. Take those comps off of 9 millimeters. All they do is make your gun louder. Um, and reduce the velocity of the bullet. The bill drill is okay for what it does, but is it limited in what it does? Now, if at the end of the block you say, nope, I showed up here a bill drill guy and I'm leaving here a bill drill guy. Okay. All right. That's fine. You know, we can still go to Brahms afterwards and get ice cream. It's all right.
Because
Um,
priorities.
yeah, it's okay. But I'm just going to say, hey, look at this and see if this is maybe a better way to spend 6 rounds of ammunition and effort, 6 rounds or less. Um, Maybe you can do more things in those 6 rounds than what the bill drill does. Maybe, if you want to walk away, that guy don't have a clue. All right, all right.
I love it. I love it. And folks, I'm actually glad that this is our first episode of Meet the Trainers because the way Lee has structured his classes, that's exactly what TACCON is designed to do. I hope that you will come to TACCON and understand that each of these classes, 2 hours, or as Lee said, really an hour 45, is designed to be a very narrow slice of
Mhm.
content, extremely narrow. So you're not going to go to a 2 hour class and learn all there is to know about shooting in all contexts. That's not what the event was designed to be about.
Mhm.
So I love how Lee has taken one tiny thing and focused his entire 2 hour lesson plan on that one tiny thing and focused on depth instead of breadth. That's what each of the classes here is supposed to be designed to do. So I hope you'll see that at TACCON. I hope you'll focus on that as you're deciding where you want to go
Mhm.
and what deep dives do you want to do, like really quick kind of micro classes, and that as Ashton said on in our Facebook group, that's how you decide who you want to invest your time and travel budget with to go and
Mhm.
train in more,
Uh,
with more depth and spend more time with. So thank you
yeah.
so much, Lee, for being first out of the gate for Meet the Trainers. We've got more of these coming up where everybody in our Facebook group and everybody who joins us online can learn more about the trainers at TACCON. And I am looking forward to seeing you in March, if not sooner, maybe sooner. I don't know. At the very latest, I will see you in March, my friend. Thanks so much.
See you then.